What is the fastest way you've seen someone get fired? The owners of the business were always willing to work with addicts and tried to get them clean. Because of that, there were lots of interesting characters, but this one guy got himself fired in a spectacular way before he could even clock in. From the start, he was a bad fit. The guy failed the substance test for crystal, was obviously not in his right mind during the interview, clearly hadn't showered in over a week, and had no self-awareness whatsoever. He literally walked into a wall while looking right at it. Regional hired him and gave him to me to work on a relatively dangerous site. I put him through the training, got him licensed, and even drove him to the site just to show him around and get him familiar with security procedures and safety protocols. He didn't retain any of that information and would repeat the same question over and over. I pick up my truck from the office and pick him up from home because he lives 2 blocks from the office and doesn't have a car to get to the work site. That's fine, I don't mind driving people to the site. Keeps me out of the office doing busy work. But during the ride he confessed that he lost his license because of multiple DUIs and he sold his car to buy substances. I told him to keep the substance stuff at home and only come to me about it if he needs to go to rehab. Our company partnered with a rehab center that had a 6-month program. I explained this and other resources to help him out. Dude looks at me dead in the eye and says, I don't want to get clean. I then told him to just come to work sober and don't allow his usage to interfere with work. He was 100% sober at this time. We get to the site and I have him pull out his company ID, which he used to gain access to the site. I drove him to the main building where I would show him how to clock in and begin his shift, but he had to take a piss, so I stopped at one of the auxiliary buildings and showed him where the restroom was. 10 minutes passed and I figured he was taking a dump. 20 minutes passed and he's still in there. I went to check on him and found him in the bathroom stall with the door open, completely naked, and a needle hanging from his arm. He had also choked his chicken and was covered in his own DNA. I called an ambulance because I'm not dealing with that. They figured it was an O.D. after he passed out and started vomiting, so they took him to the ER. As soon as he was carted off to the hospital, I left the job site and headed back to the office to file his termination paperwork. Didn't even have the chance to get him clocked in, LOL.